university student meet.
We're at the entrance area into the Terracota Warrior Museum. Lots of restaurants and souvenir shops as usual in front of these tourist centres. So in this building on the way to get the tickets is where the farmer is who found the warriors, and he signs and sells books here. So we got our tickets. It's 150 yuan to get into the Terracota Warriors, so that's about $30, plus we got a ride to go through the scenic area to get us there a bit faster. That's another 5 yuan, or about $1. And for the first time we have a tour guide.
Tour guide? I'm your tour guide.
And this is costing us
oh, share ticket. Share ticket. Johnny, you're John.
Yes, that's right.
You're my brother.
So his name's Johnny too, or John, and so this is costing us 35 yuan each, or 140 for a guide for 2.5 hours.
2.5, yeah.
So pretty good. Yes. And this is one of the little electric cars we're going to ride up to the museum. So it's actually nice and sunny today, and we can see some blue sky. Not something we've seen too much on our trip so far, so that's quite nice. But because we all are planning on being indoors most of the day, none of us have put on sunblock, so it's good to take this electric car ride so we don't have to walk too far outdoors to get to the museum. And we've arrived at the actual entrance to the museum area, and this is inside the museum area just past the ticket check. So it's very busy here today. According to our tour guide, lots and lots of Chinese come here during summer, during the holidays, but not so much at other parts of the year.
Now this will open to public.
This building houses the first find of warriors by the farmer, and it's the biggest group of warriors.
Everybody different faces. Everybody different faces. The height different. The tallest is 1.80 centimeters. The short is 1.75.
Apparently each soldier's face is different. There are 6,000 soldiers here, and apparently each face is different. There are also horses here. I don't know if all of the horses' faces are different too. Some of the statues are pretty smashed up. Apparently pretty much all of them were smashed up, but these ones at the front have been restored by archaeologists, and they're looking pretty good now.
Outside, you met before. There's a fig farm.
The ones with their hair tied off to one side are soldiers, and then the ones with the big thing in the middle are they're officers.
Yeah. Later, after you're finished, I invite you to see the real one.
According to our tour guide, the farmer at the front desk signing books is not the real farmer. He's too young. The real one we'll get to see later on.
70 years.
And this guy here is a charioteer. You can tell with both his hands forward he would be holding reins. And down there, that's the remnants of a chariot, or the space around a chariot with the horse in front. And here we can see some of the warriors part way through being restored. They get moved to a different location to be restored and then get put back in their original position. Abri asked if the warriors ever come alive, and the answer was always at night and sometimes in the morning. I think maybe that was lost somewhere a little bit in translation. And apparently sometimes they use some of the clay from the museum and they send it to factories so they can make souvenirs from it.
You can see them, you can't see.
There are some boards showing pictures of how the restoration is done, and apparently it takes a team of 5 people 3 months to restore one warrior. Some digging going on in here. And there's a chariot wheel. So we're now going into the building with the second find of warriors.
The horses are the saddles for the cavalry. There's a fast army.
This is one of the original sloped entrances down into the pit 2. Again, all the warriors were broken in here.
Later moved this pieces all.
So when the warriors are first found, they're coloured, but then they lose their colour as they get exposed to the air and, I guess, light. And so that's why they've only opened up a small section of this pit, because they're trying to preserve the rest until the technology is better for preserving the colour, so that they don't uncover them all and they all lose their colours. The warriors in this pit were a different type of warrior. They were archers and also cavalrymen. So these horses, instead of pulling chariots, they have men and they have saddles to ride them. Some of the weapons. And here we have a general. He's a bit more ornate, he's a bit more solid than the other ones, and his hair is done differently as well. It kind of splits into 2 at the top. And here's a good view of an officer. And this is another archer kneeling down, and you can see his hair's on the other side from the soldiers who are carrying spears and other weapons.
Box, you can see put a clean the box, but aside the number.
So now we're going to pit 3, which has the smallest group of warriors in it.
This is headquarters.
Apparently it looks like the headquarters of this army of terracotta warriors. So you can have your face made look like one of the warriors at this little tourist business.
Songs is restored already for the tourist visit compared to other.
So in here, instead of all... So these warriors are in a different formation than the others. Instead of all facing forwards, they are facing towards each other, like they're having a conversation. So this is part of what makes it look like this was a headquarters for the Terracota warrior army. And apparently this is where you find the real farmer who found the Terracota warriors. They've got some cool statues for sale in here. I really like this dragon. Pretty cool. And this is a pretty cool jade carving. But again, the prices here are, well, they're extremely high here. And inside they also have a movie room where they show you a movie of what the soldiers would have been like from that period. The screens go right around the room, so it's 360 degrees. They don't all quite seem to link up though. And we're heading into the last building now. In this building they have a museum with artifacts from around the area, including things like the kilns where the warriors were made. And also tools from the stonemasons who worked on the tomb. And other tools from workmen. So these terracotta warriors, you can see, still have a little bit of colour on them.
Let's say the officer, the faces. Finland. Let's say the movement to Finland. Finland. huge. You can imagine at that time the panda is huge also.
So this shows where the Terracota warriors are in relation to the tomb and also other finds around the area. So apparently there's warriors on one side, artists on another side, animals on another side, and armor on another side of the tomb. And we're on our way out, walking this time back towards the parking area. Someone's still trying to sell souvenirs on our way out through the gates.
Pool in the United States. What did they see in Shanghai to visit the girl?
We finished our visit to the Terracota Warriors and we had some options of other places to go to, an underground tomb and a 6,000-year-old bamboo village, but we're all a bit museumed out, so we're heading straight back to the train station and we're just going to chill out there before our train. So there goes Jack, our driver to the Terracota Warriors. It wasn't so bad, a little bit of shopping this one, but he pretty much took us, you know, drove us there and back. Cost us 100 yuan each or $20, so yeah, it wasn't too bad of a way to do it.